Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
A lot of reaction to Vancouver's World Cup bid and to Rick's shirt into Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox. Today's guests, including Jeff Paterson, standing by, brought to you by Langley Chrysler. Don't miss the game because your car needs servicing. Langley Chrysler will pick up, service, and drop off your car so you don't have to miss the auction. Valet service only at langleychrysler.com. A lot of people in the Delaney's OK Tire in Langley inbox comparing you to Wayne Cox. And that includes Victoria Bob. Remember Wayne Cox, weatherman?
Weatherman.
He was at CKV. I worked with him for a long time.
You worked with him.
Oh, he's just a great guy.
Great guy.
Fantastic.
He always had a wine shirt. I'm a Magnum PI, Tom Selleck guy. I just love Magnum PI and Hawaii Five-0. Book 'em, Dano. Two good shows.
Any show based in Hawaii.
Out of Hawaii. Hawaii Five-0 was good, Donnie. You know that.
Okay, we'll discuss that a little bit later. But right now, let's get to Jeff as the Canucks host the Coyotes tonight, one of their 8 games remaining. It's at Rogers Arena, of course. Here to talk about it from Rink Wide and Scare Surprise, Jeff Paterson. How are you?
I'm good, Donnie. And just talking about weathermen, and look, we've all been through job loss. I'm not trying to run anybody out of work at this point, but I am amazed that that job still exists in this day and age, that somebody stands in front of a teleprompter and tells me the weather in Charlottetown and Halifax. In 2 clicks on my phone, I can get whatever weather I need anywhere in the world. And yet there are still people that are paid on the nightly newscast to stand there and deliver the weather across this country.
Hey, Jeff, you could do the same in sports, pal. You could Google any score.
Hey.
Same thing applies to sports.
Keep it to yourself.
Dolly, you're not. Well, maybe you will fill 2 hours with opinions on weather. Go for it. Knock yourself out.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, you were complaining yesterday about the weather.
Yeah, I was.
Would that fill 2 hours? Probably not.
No.
Okay, Jeff, first of all, you posted this on Instagram. You have back issues? Have I got that right?
I'm not going to bore your listeners and viewers with my medical history, but I had an MRI last night at 2 in the morning because they said, hey, if you can come in 2 weeks' time, we can get you in if you're willing to take a 2 a.m. appointment. And I said, sure, why not? So that was my night last night, was spent crushed in a little tube, and I guess we'll see what the scans tell my doctor.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a comfortable experience.
It is intense. Yeah. It was, but done, over with, hopefully.
Good. Hope it all works out, obviously, Jeff. Okay, Canucks win versus a tough opponent on Tuesday. Big game Monday versus Dallas. But in the meantime, they're up against the last place opponent tonight in the Arizona Coyotes. Should this game set off alarm bells for longtime Canuck fans?
I heard you guys in the opening segment, and I know where you're coming from. And there was that season that they lost to last place St. Louis all 4 times about a decade ago. So sure, there's some history, and I understand that it's 50 years of history in this market. I think the way this team is playing, the way that they're scoring goals right now, the way their best players are leading them, the way Thatcher Demko performed the other night, this one feels like the free space on the bingo card. And they can't approach it that way. I mean, this is all about being thoroughly professional tonight and doing whatever it takes to do what they did in the desert last week. And look, even if they eke out a 1-goal win, if it takes overtime or a shootout, it is just, did they win at the end of the night? And I'm pretty confident the Canucks will get this one done. Donnie, the trap game to me feels like Ottawa next week. If they get through this with a victory and then, the long weekend, they focus on Monday night against Dallas, and then you get back-to-back against the Ottawa Senators, who score a bunch of goals. They've got a bunch of young kids, a ton of young talent. That feels like the trap game to me, but they can't worry about the Senators. They can't worry about the Stars. Their focus has to be on an Arizona team that has 2 wins in its last 13 games and only one of them in regulation. So this is a must-win game for the Vancouver Canucks, and I think it's one that they'll find a way to get it done tonight.
Jeff, when I look at the stat sheet after every game in the last couple of weeks, I swear I see 2 power play goals every night, like 2 for 3, and the opposition is 0 for 3. They're winning the special teams battle a lot lately. The power play, you have the stat, is red hot, 7th in the NHL, 52 goals, but 9th in the NHL now. The special teams have improved a ton. What do you see on the power play working?
I think it's a variety of attacks. It's not just Elias Pettersson. In fact, we haven't seen Elias Pettersson unload the one-timer an awful lot lately, and maybe teams are still shading to him and trying to take that weapon away. But you've got JT Miller as a shooting threat coming in on the left side. You've got Bo Horvat, who is a power play ace. And I don't know if people recognize this, but over the last 3 seasons, he's tied with Steven Stamkos. He's a top 10 power play goal scorer in the National Hockey League. So he's in pretty good company. There's only 8 guys that have cashed in more with the man advantage over the last 3 seasons than Bo Horvat. But you've got Horvat in the bumper. You've got Quinn Hughes working the top, and teams certainly have to pay attention to him. And even a guy like Alex Chason, and what a week it's been for him, and a credit to him for stepping up with Besser out and Pearson out and Höglander down with injury as well. So they're spreading it around, but I think it's the multiple threats. And for a while there, they were so static on the power play and so predictable. And that seems to be out the window right now. And to your point, Rick, on this 4-game win streak, they're 6 for 15. I mean, my math tells me that's 40%. You're not going to run it 40% all season long, but one of the big reasons they are where they are right here, right now, and still in this playoff chase is their best players have been so productive lately, and so much of it has come with the man advantage.
They've got 3 top 9 forwards out, and some guys are stepping up here. Chason's been stepping up, Podkolzin. But one guy that Jeff, since he's been called up, talk about knowing your identity and your role, Will Lockwood. His ice time is creeping up every game, but he's leading the team in hits with, what has he got, 24 in the 6 that he's played. He has been everything they promised when he came up, the energy, the skating, the hits. It's nice to see this kid get called up and do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and look, it's a long list of, well, it really isn't a long list, but it's a long talking point in this market about development and prospects coming through the system. And people have pointed at Will Lockwood, and we got a little glimpse of him late last season, the cover of COVID, nobody in the stands, afternoon games that didn't mean anything, that the players probably didn't even want to play. So he got into the NHL last year, but think about like what a difference a year makes. The intensity of these games, the fact that there's still high stakes to them. There are people in the building. It's feeling like it felt like a playoff. I mean, there was some playoff intensity the other night against Vegas, and he doesn't look out of place. He looks comfortable at this level on that stage. As you said, he's fearless. At other times in his career, I think maybe that has worked against him and his body. And, you know, he's suffered a bunch of injuries, but he's healthy now. There's no question he can skate. He's got NHL wheels. And if you can skate at this level, you know, that sets you apart and certainly puts you in good stead. So, yeah, he's been fun to watch. Saw him drop the gloves the other night. He said, you know, I'm not looking for fights. That's not my MO in all of this. But the way I play, I have to recognize that there's going to be times where I have to answer the bell. And if other teams are chasing him around the rink, it means that they're taking notice of him as well. So, yeah, I mean, thrown into a tough situation, one that he wanted, obviously, but down the stretch here, playoff implications. And he's certainly doing his part to help this hockey club right now.
The answer might be health. Jeff, it's obviously part of it. But Elias Pettersson, you touched on him earlier. What is he doing now that he wasn't doing earlier in the season?
Well, Donnie, he's just so invested right now. And you saw it early in the Vegas game. Like, if you needed to know that Elias Pettersson was dialed in the other night, it wasn't his play with the puck. He was running around hitting guys in the first period. And that gets him into it. It gets the crowd into it. Probably gets a few of his teammates into it. You know, his goal, yeah, great. I mean, he's scoring at an outrageous rate right now, 8 goals in his last 8 games. But what I liked more was the anticipation to break up the play at the Canuck line that led to the 2-on-1 with Brad Richardson. And like everybody else in that building, like there was no way he was going to pass to Brad Richardson. Oh, wait, he passed to Brad Richardson. And, you know, I mean, just the confidence that he's got. And, you know, when I look at players and there's this debate in the market, do they have a superstar? Certainly the way he's played here over the last 30 games, he's putting himself back in that conversation. But even if at star level, you have to ask, do guys make the players around them better? And when you see him setting up Brad Richardson off the rush like that, the answer, without a doubt, is yes.
Good luck with the back, Jeff. Good luck with everything. Thanks for this. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you.